welcome to Have Guitar. I hope you're doing great as always. This is not a Kemper rig showcase. This is the third part, I think it'll be the third part of a series where I go through the drive stomp effects in the Kemper. First two parts took up the real drive pedals, drive effects, whatever you want to call them, in the red of the Kemper, as we have seen on screen or will see soon. But the first part was the real drive stomps, you know, distortion, overdrive, fuzz. In this part you will see the things called shapers and boosters. Now the booster isn't that strange because everybody's seen them, I think, the treble boosters and stuff like that. I haven't used them much in the Kemper. I don't know why, because I usually don't need them, I think. And then we have the shapers, which are somewhat of strange animals to me, and obviously to Kemper as well, because it's not that well described in the manual, besides some waveforms and some information about them, but very little written down compared to the other effects. Especially if, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a pedal in a store somewhere saying shaper, but I mean, at least one of them is like a bit crusher or something like that. So it's, of course, as always, in some way affecting the sound with curves, waves, like everything is really. So I don't know why I'm saying this. Just trying to make some kind of description of the video, you know. But I'm gonna shut up now and let you listen to these examples. There's also an index to this video if you want to skip around between the different effects. So this is the clean profile without any shapers or boost added to it. Then it sounds like this. Nice, creamy, martially good. And now we're gonna try out those boosters and see what they'll do to the sound. Alright, so I just want to give you a little overview of how the effects work in the Kemper. You have one section of 4 slots here that is in front of the amplifier. It's named stomps. You have one placement here with 4 effects. They are placed after the amplifier. So placing an effect, internal effect of the Kemper here is like placing a stomp box in front of an amplifier. Placing it in this section within these 4 slots is like placing it within the effects loop of an amplifier. So you can also note that they are marked with X, mod, delay, reverb. You don't have to put those kinds of effects in there. You can put the drives here as well. I think they are just marked like that because that's the typical effects types that you usually put after the amplifier. So, and notice that I have a white pen this time so you can see where I'm pointing. But anyway, now let's activate the treble booster in slot C. It's right there. It should be on 5 because that's where it starts when you activate it from there. You also have, of course, the tone is the main control really. You have the mix, how much of the treble booster will be heard in the whole mix that you're playing. The ducking, I'll explain that on screen because that's a bit complicated. I'm not sure I'm going to be using that. And you have volume of the effect as well. But now let's see how this profile sounds with the treble booster activated in front of the amplifier. That's a little bit too bright. Let's switch for the neck pickup and see how that sounds. Very harsh tone. I'm gonna lower the I'm gonna lower the tone control a little bit and see what happens. So it's at 5 right now. Let's go down to 2.5 maybe. Could that be something? 2.5 at the tone control. Then it sounds like this. the neck pickups most of the time, but anyway, with the bridge pickup, much more comfortable for the ear. That sounds pretty nice, actually. Now I am going to throw in a distortion pedal in front of the booster. Let's see what happens. I want a green screen because that's nice and smooth. Now there we have 5 on drive, 5 on tone. Let's see how that sounds. So now the big question is, of course, how would that sound if we put it behind the boost? Now I lost myself, as I usually do. There we have the green screen, and with the same setting, but now we have the boost in front and the green screen after. Will there be any difference? Maybe even turn down the tone on the green screen a little bit, but I don't know, it's not a major difference, but there are some difference. But let's just try that with the tone. How about 3? How will that sound? Well, it doesn't sound too bad, but now we're going to try something else. Because now, let's turn those two off. So, now the treble booster is behind the amplifier. Oh my god, that's loud. And also very harsh, bright. Gotta do something about that. Taking the tone down to 2.5, like that. How will that sound? Quite nice. Both pickups. So now we're going to do something else, and that is reactivate the green screen in front of the amplifier and having the boost active behind the amplifier. This is something I saw Tone Junkie do, so kudos to Tone Junkie for giving me this idea. Okay, so I'm keeping this setting, 2.5 on the tone, and then we go to the green screen. Let's take the drive. No, the drive could be... let's take the drive at 4, but the tone 3 maybe? Maybe, if I can dial it in. So, now the green screen in front and the treble booster behind. Yeah. How'll that sound? It'll sound like this. You could of course also lower the drive if you're one of those persons who don't like gain. I don't understand you, but let's try that setting, 1.5 on the drive. it down to 0 now. Let's see what happens if we remove the boost for a little while. Back on with the boost. Now that tone isn't half bad if you ask me. Like you could lower the tone a little bit more when you're playing the bridge pickup. So let's do that. So the drive is up to 1.0, tone is down to 1.4. You're losing a little bit there. I'm thinking maybe as I lower the tone on the green screen, maybe I should up it a little bit on the treble boost and see what happens. Let's try 5 again, as that's the starting point. Let's see how that sounds. That's way too bright. 4. Can I get 4? Yep, there we are. Maybe better for lead sound. I don't know, it's still too bright. It's still too bright, man. So, 3. That's the tone you can live with. And that is the treble booster in the Kemper. Now let's move on to the next one. Well, this is the lead booster in front of the amplifier. No distortion box added, just as it comes. That tone isn't bad, but I'm not really sure it's an enhancement to what we already got. Let's turn off the lead boost just for a short while and compare with the original tone. And this is the original tone. On with the lead boost again. That doesn't sound too bad, but I noticed one thing with this effect is that if you turn it down here, it gets really dark. Might be okay if that's what you want, but a little bit too muddy for me. 7.9 on tone. That's way too bright, so around 5 seems to be the area where you want to be in. I still would prefer the original tone over that, but let's activate the green screen. It's 5 on drive and tone, and the lead boost 5.1. That gets very thin, and that seems to be the green screen doing it. So what happens if we down the tone to 2 on the green screen? What what happens is that it sounds awful. 3.5 on tone. That just isn't the tone that I like. Green screen behind the boost. Now the tone is already changed a bit there, but let's up it to around 5, like that. Now that makes a difference, but I'm not sure if it's... Neck pickup. So now let's do this. Turn off the boost in front of the amplifier, turn it on the back side. 5 at tone. We can disengage the green screen first. Very boxy sound if you ask me. Let's activate. Oh, well, we can try lowering the tone, 2.6. Sounds like crap. Upping to 6.8. Sounds like crap. Let's activate the green screen. Lowering the tone on the booster. I don't know, I think I have to come to the conclusion that the lead booster is not an effect for me. Let's go on to the next boost pedal. So the last booster I'll be showing here is the pure booster. There is one more, it's a wow booster, but that's not really any point of bringing up because I don't have an expression pedal to my Kemper. But the pure booster should act like, set in front of the amplifier, it will act as a gain or drive control. If you set it after the amplifier, it will act more like a volume control. So as you can see right now, I have it in front of the amplifier. Volume is set for 0 as it comes. And now we can turn up the volume on the guitar and see what it does to the tone. Now that was the neck pickup. This is the bridge. Let's turn off the pure booster and see, compare just to see the clean profile without any boost. Okay, so the pure booster is still on. It's off. There is not much of a difference there. So I guess we will have to increase the volume to make any difference, right? Sure can tell a difference now at 2 o'clock. I almost said 2 on the volume control. Give some extra boost to it. Let's try turning it up even a little bit more. negative as well. Actually cleans up the signal real. Not sure if I want to do that, but 4. Well, what? Not sure if that's a little bit too much. Let's do 2 on that one, and then we'll place the green scream in front. Now that'll have 5 in drive. We'll just see how that sounds now. So that was the green scream and the pure booster together. This is just the green scream. Of course you could run it with less gain on the green scream, because now we have a gain control in the pure booster. So let's try changing that. Let's down the drive real low to 0.5. Still has some bite to it. Now that's 0 drive on the green screen. This is without the boost. So we can try setting that for 1. It's a really creamy, nice tone. Both pickups. Around so we have the boost in front of the green screen instead. So this is the same setting on the green screen, but now it's behind the booster. So let's see how that sounds. Sounds a little bit different, I would say, but we can try doing this. Lowering the tone, upping the drive just somewhat, then we check out the pure booster. We turn that up to 1.2. Why not? Still with the neck pickup. I don't know, that's a bit too dark maybe, so let's try the bridge. Too bad, but it is, to me at least, kind of a vintage tone. But then we have to remember that the profile is from a vintage amplifier as well, so maybe that's one explanation. But why not? We'll try doing that with this one as well, putting the boost behind the amplifier and see what happens. Up with the pure booster behind, so now it's not any volume on it. let's try activating the green screen and try with that setting that we were running with before, just to see what happens. But we need to remember that the pure boost should act as a volume control when set behind the amplifier. Mind-boggling. Let's try turning off the green screen again, and then we'll up the volume value or parameter of the pure boost and see what happens. Boost is there, set for 1.0. I'll slowly turn it up as I nice. It do give some more power and volume, just as the manual says. So, out of the boosters, I must say that the pure booster, I think that's the one I've used the most, and the one I like the most, the character of. So, that's the boosters. Now let's head into Shaper land. But feel free to comment about the boosters in the comment section of this video. Of course, this video. Which other video? Okay, so this is, as you can see, I guess, on screen, the bit shaper. These shaper things are a little bit weird. I'll get some information on screen about them, but they are not really that detailed explained, except for a couple of them in the manual of the Kemper. But the bit shaper, it's almost like it has the character of a bit crusher a little bit. You can see with this setting. I don't know, it's a little bit experimental almost, I don't know. But I'm gonna fiddle around a little bit with the parameters, and you can watch the screen and listen to me noodling around, and we'll see what comes out. So now I have the green screen activated as well, 2.3 on drive, 5.4 on tone. Let's activate the bit shaper as well. That's not pretty. I don't know. The shapers, or the bit shaper at least, very close to a bit crusher. It has that character of crushing the sound in a weird way. Not very pretty, but I'm sure it can has it use in the right place. I don't know. But that's all I'm going to show about this effect. It seems more like a novelty almost. So let's go into the other shapers as well. The next shaper is the Recti Shaper, based on an electrical circuit called the rectifier, which I guess is the same as in the Mr Boogie amplifiers, possibly. I don't know, I think so. Should give a fuzz-like sound, I think. We'll just have to try it out and see how it sounds. reminds me of a fuzz. The volume is how much we can hear off the effect, right? Now it's really fat. Let's set that for 3. We can lower the drive 0, I guess no point, 1.1. Up the drive, let's go for the worst, I guess that'll be too much. Well, that actually is an interesting tone, I think. That is really cool. You can have a lot of fun with the Recti Shaper, but now let's move on to the next one, because this is just a quick look through of the shapers really. Next out is the soft shaper. This is the shaper I've been using mostly, but I can tell you I've mainly used it just on a whim, activated it. Sometimes it has come with a profile but not activated, and I've just turned it on and I've been thinking, well, that sounds cool. But now let's see here, I'm going to show you the profile without the soft shaper first. Sounds like this. Actually that's kind of a little bit on the extreme side. You can hear that weird noise? That is the signal is too high for the Kemper. Let's go 1.5 on the volume. Almost too much for the Kemper still. That's kind of weird, isn't it? But I don't know. I guess that's the reason why it's called a soft shaper, because the tone is kind of smooth. Now once I've down the drive and the volume a little bit. That is kind of nice. Let's try combining that with another drive pedal, not a green screen. I'm going to choose something else and we'll see what can be built with a couple of components here. The one DS based on the Boss pedal, DS1 of course. Not too shabby for 2 seconds work. 2 seconds work. I can't really express myself anymore. So with the soft shaper now we might need to change that, but we can try with those values. Still smooths out the sound somehow. Turn down the drive just a little bit. And maybe up the volume without choking the Kemper, I hope so. tone to play with at least, but I don't know. Sounds good when I'm playing here. And that's a soft shaper. It really smooths out. It shapes your tone with some butter and makes it soft, nice and tasteful. That's the soft shaper. Next out is the hard shaper. My guess is that this will be the opposite of the soft shaper. It'll give the tone a harder edge, rougher tone. Actually, I don't think I've ever used the hard shaper. Maybe I've just swooshed by it sometime and thought it sounded horrible. I don't know, I can't remember that. But I don't think I've used it, not for any long period of time anyway. But now we're going to try that and see what it does to the tone. Not that bad actually. I thought it would be rougher, but maybe if I up the drive or the volume, we'll see. Let's try that. All the way to 10. Let's try that. I think that will be too much. Six on drive. That is not pretty at all. That's not too bad. Let's try that together with the 1DS as well. So, as you have seen, volume is maxed out on the hard shaper, sorry. 0.3 on the drive, and now we want to add the 1DS as it was before. I have no idea how that'll sound. It's not the best tone I've ever tweaked from an amplifier, but not the worst either. So anyway, that was the hard shaper. Now over to the last of the shapers. Yep, so here it is, the last of the shapers. It's the wave shaper, which I don't know, I find the name kind of a little bit funny, because in the manual all the shapers are, well, kind of described by waves. So this is another one I have not tried at all as far as I know, so that'll be interesting. Let's see how the wave shaper affects the sound. Well, that sounds absolutely terrible. On a low setting it's not so bad, but it's really not that much difference from the other shapers. I can tell you the reason I didn't do any demo of the shapers behind the amplifier is because it sounded like not so good. So let's turn it off and turn it on here. You see I've tried a bit shaper, I did not like it. So we will add the wave shaper behind. On the behind we will turn this down to 2.6, volume can be 5 so that the effect is clear. So this is the wave shaper behind the amplifier, in the effects loop you could say. Actually now I have to eat up my own words because this didn't sound so bad. This is more like some kind of almost like the pure booster. It acts like a volume control, or I know it doesn't, but increases the volume, gives some extra energy, but doesn't throw in that much gain actually. Actually it seems like it almost cleared up the profile a little bit. Neck pickup. So let's just check out if we up the drive here, if we'll get the same extremely ugly distortion effect now when we have it behind the amplifier in the effect loop. You bet. Was funny. Somewhere in there is a synthesizer. At least it sounds something like that, I don't know. That was the last shaper. That, my friend, was the last shaper, and this is the last part of a 3-part series. I think that'll be something like that. First 2 parts I test out the drive stomps, distortion stomps, fuzz stomps, overdrives that comes with the Kemper. In this part, of course, is the boosters and the shapers, because they're also part of the drive stomp effects in the Kemper. They have the same color, which is red, if you haven't seen that on screen already. The shapers are a bit weird. They're very lightly described in the manual compared to the other effects. The boosters, I don't know, I don't use them much. As I've said, I've tried treble boosters before with some good results, real pedals, physical pedals. And actually it was the pure booster, not the treble booster, in the Kemper that I liked the most, because that didn't totally screw up the sound according to what I want from the sound, so to speak. So anyway, now I've gone through all of them. I think actually I learned something from it myself, at least I hope I did. Maybe I just imagine stuff, I don't know. But there has been rumors that there will be a major update to the whole drive stomp section of the Kemper. And where did I pick this up? From a video where Mr Kemper himself said so. That video was available on YouTube last summer, I think. I think it was last summer, doesn't really matter. But he was saying that they were planning on a major upgrade of the drive stomps, and then someone plucked down that video from YouTube, so I don't have any evidence of it. Maybe that's what's coming in the next big update together with an editor for the Kemper. That'll be a sensation when it comes out in that case. Anyway, I hope you liked this video, you got something out from it, I hope, otherwise you wouldn't still be watching, and maybe you're not, and then you will not hear what I'm saying. Because I was just about to say, thank you for watching my videos, very much appreciated, love you for it. If you like it, please do subscribe. If you don't like it, well, you could subscribe anyway, just to be a decent fellow, right? To you guys and girls who already do subscribe, thanks a lot, means the world to me, and that's just so appreciated. There's a new video out every Thursday, so if you subscribe you will not miss out, because you can get notifications about that in that case. And I hope to see you there, of course, and until then, stay clean and play really hard. Goodbye!